Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. As well on top left
Yes.
side as the blue Maltese, we have Modona. As well on bottom right side as the red Sioux, we have Shekler. When it comes on through natives on this map, we got the Berbers. We got the Berber Camel Rider, the Berber Nomad, and the Salty Camel. Salty Camel, enraged from carrying heavy bags of salt through the desert, allows you to construct a salt mine. The salt mine is a 10,000 coin deposit, so a very, very good alternative to an estate or plantation. We do have a deck selected for the Sioux called Push It. The villagers, Team Spice Trade, Wood Coin, Ascendant Bowmen, Club Warriors, Axe Riders, Cavalry Damage, Tokala Soldiers, Great Hunter, Giant Allies, Villagers, Coin or Wood, Counting Coup. Now makes a war trap strikes a mighty blow, killing or wounding all nearby enemies. Sounds like a charge attack or an ability, one of two. Walking rifles, axe riders, cavalry combat, or rifle riders, Tokala soldiers, Santi support, 2 kettle support, and walking rifles, Arkichita, and advanced captured mortars. And over here we got 1v1 Tower TP. So he's going to go for some sort of riddle strategy. Villagers, German tongue, Merchant Republics, Wing Island Courts Constructions, Wood Coin, Hanover Allies, Sentinels, Papa Bull, Hospitality, Dren Redden Towers, Price Trade, Viterosia, Wood, Knights of Rhodes, Crossbows, Sentinels, One Fixed Gun, Steel Bolts, Archaic Soldier Combat, Sovereign Order of Malta, Port, Factory, and Sicilian Supply. He'll be aging up with the Quartermaster. His opponent is not aging up. Wait. Time for a trade post. You should have more food right now. This is not a AI. Wait, did you go for some sort of big button? You should have a lot more food, right? Am I crazy? His opponent is halfway aging up, has 12 villagers. His opponent has 14. As a trade post for experience, so you may be going relying on Malta players tend not to go be hyper aggressive in H2. And looks like a red will steal that treasure there. Smoke this. Okay, that's a strange name. And now we do have the chief. The war chief is selecting the chief. He's going for himself. Corruption at its finest. And blue's gonna be eyeing for a trade post over here. He does have one shipment available. Could go for spice trade. Improving hunting and collection rate by 10%, berry bushes by 15%. As well as make them last longer. I know that tobacco was commonly used by Native Americans, primarily Indians, I should say. North American natives, in which that it was actually potent enough back then to knock you out because they had to make tobacco a certain way in order so it doesn't knock out the people trying to smoke it. You now have a war hut, proxy war hut being pulled out by red. Region shower shipment not being brought on in. We've got outpost there. He could deploy proxy to the war hut. If he once he deploys the war hut, he could cancel the war hut and go somewhere else. So we got the 2 outpost wagons going on up. He better go for a shipment of club wars. Should have some decent siege damage, right? There's the war hut. I got both outposts on the field. They'll just backing on off. Outposts can't strike the buildings, trying to go for some club warriors, which will give them access to some decent siege damage. Though I also can't remember whether the siege damage of club warriors all too much. We got a number of musketeers on the field. Not musketeers, sentinels. Same difference. The war chief needs to fall back. And another round of sentinels there, being deployed out by the outposts, thanks to the rune towers. Oh, Axe Riders. Wait, oh, shipment of Axe Riders there does take up the Grand Master. And the War Hut will go down. Going for a shipment of wood. He also has both of these trade posts providing him wood. Sentinels making their advance. They're basically overstatted musketeers that cost twice the population, so they're population inefficient, but cost efficient for their fighting capability. We now have a war hut being pulled on out here. Does inside the war hut there, does gun down that villager. Got a number of sentinel bowmen, which are of course an archaic archer, which does have good damage versus heavy infantry, so they're decent in this situation. And the sentinel bowmen should be able to protect that region. We do now have the axe riders, riders, trying to find some raids. Got a number of dead carcasses there. Now blue's being forced back thanks to these archers. Going for some more of the sentinels now. More bowmen being pulled out to counter out the sentinels. Very nice. They do cost a mix of food and wood. They're not like the Annas for the Iroquois. Sentinels do have decent melee damage. Bowmen do have better melee damage, but they only have range assist rather than melee just like the Sentinel. Grand Marshal does go down. And all the Sentinels do go down there. Very, very nice. Now we do have the Tokalis soldiers now being pulled on out. As there's another round of Sentinels going for German tongue as well. Crossbows not being pulled on the field. Does bring it back as war chief as well. And there's a commandery now being pulled out, which basically has the same fighting capability as an outpost with a little bit extra health. Now this force here does pose a threat to the commandery. The siege damage to the bowmen is bad. Bowman gains some good damage there onto the sentinels. Got a number of crossbows here to be a counterpart to the archers. Do have 16 damage, 16 range. Bowmans have 15 damage, 16 range, but also twice the attack speed. Of course, crossbows are cheaper. They do have 20% range resist versus 30% range resist. Now I got the wing and court constructions. We'll be torching down this training post. Of course, these guys have bad siege damage. It'll take quite a bit some time. Got some Tokalis soldiers here, which are a very powerful Hussar variant, or more, with some bonus damage to all infantry in general, so they will be useful against this army, especially versus crossbows. Only 2 sentinels there. And now here comes the Tokalis soldiers. It will be very effective versus these crossbows. Sentinel does get picked off there, gains some melee damage. Now we've got the round of Hussars. Order Hussars now pulling them out. The Tokalis soldiers do have only 28 damage and only multiplies versus infantry. It doesn't have anything to engage the Hussars, so these Hussars are going to be very effective Let's focus on this wounded one right there. That wounded one does go down. Now I got some Club Warriors here. Club Warriors do have 30 siege damage, so they have good pikeman siege damage. They're basically a pikeman with, what, a little extra health? And less multipliers. Actually higher base damage.
Come on, the men.
And they do take those guys out. The crossbows are taking out all the Club Warriors, however, but they did their job. Ray doesn't need to fall back. He won't be able to do much versus the Commandery. Got one Club Warrior remaining, so these Hussars will do some significant amount of damage. Trading post is being auto-repaired now, and the Hussars will keep it safe. More Club Warriors being pulled out. Got another round of Club Warriors. They're going clubbing. And now it's going to be finished off the trade post now. We've got quite a coin shipment being brought in. Both players at H2. Coin shipment for the Maltese. No additional villagers at the moment. The War Chief does get picked off there. Another round of crossbows to blow them out. Crossbows, another pair of crossbows, and Mozo Hazar. More of the Club Warriors now being pulled out. Club Warriors do get picked off there. Against this force, going for more Axe Riders wouldn't be half bad. Crossbows won't do much versus them. The Hussars will be more or less equal terms. Do now have an Axe Rider and was more Bowman being pulled out.
Daku.
Grand Horsemen probably not be useful. Based on what I can tell, they're basically a weak Hussar, which only do regular damage versus Hussars. Belgium does get picked off there, very nice. Going for a shipment of Club Warriors. His opponent right now, going for more crossbows, going for some settler wagons. And now bringing the Hanover ally, gave him some Totenkopf Hussars. Not exactly sure what they specialize in. They're probably a native unit. It could be a mercenary unit. I think they are native though. Got an unusually large number of Club Warriors now pushing the way forward. Not such a push way forward. Does got a villager there. Club Warriors push away, engaging. There's some Order Hussars. The token for Hussars. I don't see them on the field. What if they've been cancelled? Oh, there they are. And looks like there's a Hussar with less damage and less health. They're just a native Hussar. Another round of Sentinels there. Bowman will do some decent work versus them. And the rest of the cavalry will be ripped apart. Still got some Club Warriors. They do have 11 damage. So they are still less than Sentinels. And Red does get forced on back there. From the exfiltrating the commandery. The rest of these forces will be pursued. Right now, the Maltese at 69 units versus 39.
Uh-huh.
So going to try to engage the war hut. Bowman straight forward. He needs to come for some more of them. Axe Rider is being picked off, no problem. The militia can be picked off, no problem. Honestly, he just simply doesn't have enough. And now with the Order Hussars coming for a flank, gonna be taking them apart. War hut's about to go down. Eyeing for a shipment of the Cheyenne allies, which will give them some mount horsemen that can gauge other horsemen. Got some bow riders on the field, which will see bones damage from the crossbows, which are left in those small numbers. Giant riders have 21 damage and plus 50% damage versus all cavalry. In other words, against cavalry, they're just regular hussars, because hussars have base damage of 30. Against everything else, they're just a worse hussar. Bow riders now being engaged. They do have good damage and a good attack speed to go along with that damage. Another round of bow riders. Hussars getting ripped apart by the bow riders. We got the Grand Marshal on the field. And I'll bring in a ship. Nope, just a single bow rider there. And more sentinels just being trained on in. Rice village is now falling on back, taking out the Hussar now. And now I do have the Merchant Republics, which will give him plus 35% of all trade route income, and will give him also 25% of all previous trade route income. In other words, it's still a good idea to go for it as soon as you can, but you can get at least a little bit of rebate if you don't go for immediate. Bow riders do 50% less damage versus villagers, but they still have pretty good damage versus them. The war chief can be brought back up. Trade post here has been only slightly damaged at the moment. Got crossbows pretty forward. Villagers moving over to the deer deposit. Now blue is going to be pushing into his opponent's base now. It's nothing good for the Iroquois, or not the Iroquois, Sioux. I go for more bow riders. Does he have the card to turn his bow riders into rifle riders? No, he does not. Stable about to go down. May get this bow rider deployment off, and before that point. No, he does not. But a Hussar will see massive damage there. Now the Mark has seen some damage. Quite a bit of resource stored on up, but it simply does not have military production structure. You could try to eye for some big buttons. Townsend, of course, firing away. 54 damage shots. Will be fully garrisoned now. Finds a pick there on some of these Hussars. He torched down TP there, I believe that was. Trying to find another opportunity to engage. Finds a low unit there to pick him off. Another round of Sentinels being pulled on out. There's nothing much he can do. He hasn't deployed. He's not been. Okay, he's going for Dakota soldiers. Does bring in some Tokala soldiers now to ambush his opponent. They're trying to push forward into melee mode. Bow Riders just trying to get some damage on in. Dog soldiers will have trouble engaging these units. These guys do have good anti-cavalry melee. Does go for the crossbowman first. But the soldiers will go down. Actually, no, looks like red will win out, but barely. That's going for the team spice trade. Now let's finish off those sentinels. Maltese is now eyeing for age 3. The adventurer going for more sentinels as well. Veteran Sentinel research. We'll find some of these villagers here. Of course, the Bow Riders do not do bonus damage, and the Tokala soldiers do just run on through. And looks like no villagers will go down here. Red's not eyeing for a counterattack. Going forward with a good number of the Sentinels, handful of crossbows in reserve, and a Hussar. Got some more Hussars back here, as well as more Sentinels. So we got a sizable army by the Maltese once again. We do not have age 3, the Wise Woman. Villagers trying to stab that Hussar. Or impaled him with a bunch of spears. Does take him out there. Red's cavalry is a little bit wounded. Another round of crossbows along the flank. And those Tokala soldiers will be running away. Got some villagers here. On to the tribal market. Does bring his war chief back up, which he does move pretty quick. There's a bunch of bison there now. Going for a shipment of Santis, going for 6 axe riders, as well as improve their hit points. Don't know if that's the best option at the moment. I think the 2 kettle support would be better. Getting out a whole bunch of skirmishers. Yeah, I think that would have been better, though he still has to worry about all the Hussars as well. I just don't think the Sioux can actually win this game at this point. He's lost too much. He has 34 villagers, one has 45. Morale up there, and looks like Red does back the game now. This is Angry, saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.